So now what we'll look at is another application of stack, and for that we need to know about string tokenization. Again, you should have done this in an earlier class, but I'm going to go through it again as a review so that you make sure that you know how to do this. So what we want to do here is, let us say I input a string like this, basically having an arithmetic expression, say 15 plus 32 minus 89. But you want to input it as a string, and then you want to do the math and kind of print the result. So the first step as part of that is to extract the, what you call, the tokens, which are like this 15, this plus, this 32, this minus symbol, and then the 89. You don't want it to be extracted in any other way, in the sense that you don't want it to be extracted as 1 and then a 5, then of course plus is plus, then you don't want it to be like 3 and 2 separately and so on. So in order to tell our program that this is the way I want the tokens or the contents to be extracted from the string, we have to specify what are called delimiters within that expression, within that string. So I put the comma only after this 1 5 together. I did not put 1 comma 5. Okay, so I wanted this to be processed as 15, so I put 1 5 together and then put the comma. And then for clarity, I can include a blank space also as a delimiter, and then I can put this plus symbol. Then I put a comma as a delimiter separating this plus symbol from anything else, and then put a blank space. Then again I do not put 3 blank space 2 or 3 comma 2. I put 3 and 2 together as one entity, and similarly 89 and minus symbols. So why I say you should not put 3 and 2 separately, because as we just saw in a string, each index is considered as a character. So when you input this as a string, it is going to treat this 1 as a character, 5 as a character, comma as a character, the blank space is a character, the plus is a character, and so on. But for our purpose, we want to process it as an expression where this is 15 plus 32 minus 89. So that's how we want it to be processed. So that's what I show here. Each element index in the string is treated as a character, so I put each within single quote, indicating each is treated as a character. So what now we want is, we want to club the characters together and call them as a token. So what characters need to be combined together and considered as one unit or called token. So one entity we call it as token. That's a more formal name. So we need to kind of scan the string from left to right, and until we reach a delimiter. So we see a 1 and then no delimiter after 1, so then we see a 5 and then we see a delimiter. So that means the 1 and 5 together will form a token. So the 1 and 5 together is a string. So I should have put that within double quotes to distinguish between string and character. So the 1 is the 1 5 is now our string that is part of this token. So once I get that extract that individual token, which is a string, I can then convert that to an integer. Okay, because I know the content of that, or I have to figure out is that an integer. Okay, so we have extracted the 15. So now we scan the expression. We again see a delimiter, the blank space. So we don't have to do anything because we are not seeing any character before that. You are seeing a delimiter already. So we have to forget all the characters we have seen, like 1 and 5 are the characters we have seen, but you extracted that as a token. So now we have the comma, which is a delimiter. So then the blank space is the delimiter. So we see here I am moving a pointer called CPTR through the string. So this pointer is going to store the address of the first character we are seeing, which is that 1. And then we saw the 5, which is there's no delimiter so far, but then we see a delimiter. Then using that CPTR we can extract this token and process that token. So now CPTR will keep moving and it sees now a non-delimiter character, which is this plus symbol. And after the plus symbol you see a delimiter. So the CPTR will stop right there and extract that as a token. And then you see the two delimiters, then the 3. So the CPTR will point to the address of the 3, the character 3. And then you see another character, so no delimiter. So keep moving, and then you see a delimiter. So we stop right there and extract the content starting from the CPTR where the address is up to before the character before the delimiter, which is this 2. So 3 and 2 together will be now processed as one string, and so on. So this is the kind of logic that we are going to do what is called the string tokenization. So let's go through the code for that. So I input my string, so I call it as a sample string. So this is of type string, and again to include blank space and all this stuff you have to use a get line C in sample string. So now I want to process the string as an array. So you have to explicitly convert that to an array and do the string tokenization. So I'm going to create a new a variable called sample array, which is a pointer to a character array. So I say char star sample array, so it's a pointer to a character array. So what is the size of that array? So a character array should be processed in a C style. So even though this is a C++ language, a character array is processed as in a C style fashion in C++. So why I say that? The length function or even the size function, you can use either one of them, will return the number of characters in the string. And you may think that's the length of the string, so I should specify that as the length and create the character array new char. But you see I add a +1 to it because in C the last character of a string which is stored as a character array is this \0. Okay, so in C this is how you keep track of what is the end of the string, because in C you don't have a string class. In C programming language, you process a string as a character array, and the last character in a character array for a string is this \0. So that takes up space for one character. So that's what you have. That's why you have to say length of the string. So whatever the number of characters in the sample string +1 to store this \0. So that's the length of the character array we want to create. And then I call this strcpy string copy function, which comes part of the C string header file. So in order to do all these things we have to include the C string header file. So using this string copy function I can copy the contents from one character array to another character array. So the first argument is the target array to which you want to copy the contents. From where? From sample string. But remember, sample string is of type string, so you want to also pass a character array as the argument. So the C_str function, again part of the C string header file, is a function that will generate the character array out of the string. So C_str function called on the string object will generate the character array of the string. So this content will be now processed as a character array along with this \0. So that will be what is now copied to the sample array. Okay. So now you can access this array of the contents of the string using the sample array. Now you are kind of setting your string tokenizer. So this is how you set up your string tokenizer. There's a built-in function called strtok in the C string header file, and to that you pass the character array that you want to process for tokenization, which we call it as sample array, and then the set of delimiters. So what are the delimiters that are part of your expression? So that's why you see the sample array is the pointer storing the address of the first character. So that's why I say the sample array. Then I have here the comma and the blank space as the delimiters. So you should pass all your delimiters, comma, and then leave a blank space that will be treated as a delimiter, and put everything inside the closing and double quotes basically. So these are two arguments: the character array name, sample array, which is a pointer to the character array, and then the set of delimiters within double quotes. And then the return value of this strtok function is also a character pointer, which I call a CPTR, which I indicate here like this. So it will always store the address of the first character that you have encountered in the current tokenization process. To begin with, this is the first character you have encountered. So CPTR will initially store the address of this one, the character 1. So now we go through a loop to extract the tokens. So you go through the loop until the CPTR is not null. So initially it is not null, it is storing the address of this 1. So when I say token CPTR, so token is again some name I am giving, but when you do strtok itself, what will happen is this. So when you do strtok and then pass the character array name and set of delimiters, the CPTR will point here, and then internally the program will keep track of, will see where the first where any delimiter is seen. So starting from this index this position, the delimiter is seen here. So that means the moment you say you want to create a token, or you want to create basically a string and give some name, you could give any name here, I just give it as token, and put the CPTR as the argument for the string constructor, that portion of the string will be extracted starting from the value character 1 until you see the delimiter. So what you have extracted is this 1 and 5, not the delimiter, just the characters 1 and 5. So that will be the value of this string token. Okay. So now you need to process that string. So depending on your application, you will do the processing, which we'll see in another code. So here I'm not showing any use of the token. So after you process the token, you want to move to the next token or extract the next token. So this is how you do that. So inside the loop, you use the strtok like this. You don't pass the character array name, you say null and then the same set of delimiters. Now why you say null? Because the CPTR will be automatically, after as part of this statement, will be automatically moved to the next CPTR once you extract the token. So how long you want to keep moving until you see this? So this is the null character. So you want to keep moving the string until you see the null character. So in this case, after the 15, you see a plus, which is a delimit. Sorry, you see a comma, which is a delimiter, and then the blank space, which is a delimiter. But now you see a plus, and again a delimiter after that. So the CPTR will point to this plus and nothing after that. So that's a delimiter. So you will extract just this plus as a token, and that is a math operation. So you will check whether it's a math operation or an integer and then process. So I simply say here, do the required processing with the string token. Okay. And then after this, you see a delimiter, another delimiter. So the CPTR will point to this 3, and then there are no delimiters until you see it here. So the 3 and 2 together is now the next token, process as a string, and so on. So you will keep doing this inside this while loop until the CPTR is null, is not null. So once the CPTR is null, you break out of the while loop. Okay. So make sure you need to include all the delimiters, including blank space, if you use blank space as part of your string. So this is the logic for string tokenization. Okay. Any question? Okay, so what we'll do is Okay, so we'll stop here and come back and look at this code and then an application of this the next class. Okay, but make sure you go through this code before you come so that you get familiar with string tokenization. Now the TA is not here, so let me take the attendance